Peace and love, Black families. The Prince of Pan-Africanism, King Kong Consciousness, Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm just checking in to holler at my supporters. I'm not an entertainer, so I don't have fans. I'm a freedom fighter, so I have supporters. Okay, just wanted to let everybody know that I have 7 events for the last month in which we are in for 2020, the quadricentennial year. This has been one heck of a year for 2 main reasons. Not only was it the 400-year anniversary of our ancestors' arrival in this country fighting against racism, but we also finally succeeded. We finally purchased our school, 2 schools, the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy in Delaware. And I just want to say thank you, because it was such a tough roller coaster these past 5 years, looking for schools, trying to find schools, having people undermine and try to sabotage our campaign. So I just want to say thank you to all of those who stood in with us, rode out with us, and saw us to the end. But we're not done. We're not done, brothers and sisters. To my true supporters, we're not done. We have to raise the money to restore that campus. Although it may take $1 million to do the whole campus, we're focusing on the Honorable Marcus Garvey building, the smaller of the 2 schools. That's what we're trying to get renovated. So please donate, brothers and sisters. Let's get this done. Cash App $FDMG School. Cash App $FDMG School. Or if you want to mail in your check or money order, make it payable to FDMG Academy, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware 19809. We appreciate the love, brothers and sisters. I can't thank you enough. And I do have to say this. Everyone has a right to their own opinion. Everyone has a right to decide who they're going to support, who they're not going to support. But one thing I can do without are the fair weather friends. One thing I can do without are the fair weather supporters. One thing I can do without are people who claim to support your work, your mission, and then you turn around and they are extremely close with people who are on a mission to destroy everything that you have built and are trying to build. Now, I don't have a problem with my supporters being friends and acquaintances with disingenuous, you are insincere, you are fake, you are a phony, and I would consider you to be a hater yourself. Because there's no way you can say you support what I'm trying to do for our children and what I'm trying to do for our people, and then when I'm not around, you're hanging around people who have a known reputation for being anti-Umar rights. You understand? Anti-Ifatunde people. You know, these Negroes who be on YouTube putting up videos every day about me, don't know me from a can of paint, don't know what the hell going on with the school, don't know what's going on with me, and just seek to cast negativity. And you're watching those videos, you're sharing those videos, you're getting a laugh out of those videos. You find the psychoacademicholocaust against our Black boys funny. You think it's funny. You find what racism is doing to Black people funny. It's comical to you. And see, one of the problems that we have as African people is we're the only people who can step outside of ourselves, look at ourselves, and laugh at our pain. We're the only people who do that. I've never seen a European Jew step outside of themselves, look at the European Jewish community, and poke fun at it. I've never seen an Arab, I've never seen a Latino step outside of themselves and cast fun and jokes at their own community. We're the only people who do that, and then we wonder why we don't get any respect. How can you get respect from others when you don't even give it to yourself? I always say black people are a walking contradiction. We want white America to practice justice against us, but we don't practice justice with each other. The black community isn't based on justice. We don't do things in a just fashion. We're not fair with each other. We're not respectful with each other. It's all about fun. It's all about entertainment. The Black Conscious Movement is all about entertainment. That's what the Black Conscious Movement is about. Half these Negroes ain't done a damn thing to change nothing in the community. No institutions, no systems, all information. Information is not going to save us, brothers and sisters. Information is not going to save us. Work will save us. Struggle will save us. Institutionalization will save. We have to nation build. If you're not nation building, you're a waste of time. I don't give a damn how many books you got. I don't give a damn how many documentaries you done made. I don't give a damn how much you done taught. If you are not building institutions and systems to replace the ones that black people are dependent on, you are a waste of time. Let me say it one more time. If you're not building institutions or systems to replace the ones that black people are dependent on, you are a waste of time. I'm getting sick and tired of everybody running around talking about that I'm teaching. I'm a teacher. I teach. Teaching alone is not going to save black folks. Okay? If it was, that we would already be saved. Okay? I'll be in Pontiac, Michigan, Saturday, December the 21st. I will be in Jackson, Mississippi for the first day of Kwanzaa, Thursday, December the 26th. Orlando, Florida, second day of Kwanzaa, Friday, December the 27th. Pahokee, Florida, third day of Kwanzaa, Saturday, December the 28th. And then we're going to end Kwanzaa in Detroit, Michigan. Same place I ended it in 2018, 2 years ago. It's been 2 long years since I've been to Detroit, but I'll be back. Detroit, Michigan, Charles Wright Museum on Monday, December the 30th. And then I fly back home, bringing New Year's with my mom. And then we're going to get this 2020 NIBPA Black Parent Tour, training tour set up. So wherever you live in the country, if you know of a place that we can use to educate our parents, okay, I want to come to your state and educate black parents in the art of war with America's public and charter schools. I want to make sure I teach you everything. Vaccinations, suspension, grading, testing, interpreting reports, reading reports, IEP, autism, the learning disability, speech and language impairment, deafness, blindness, traumatic brain injury, ADHD, conduct disorder, how to understand the DSM, how to write effective letters to the school, how to file for due process against your child's school, how to make changes to the IEP, how to request an independent educational evaluation. I want to make every black parent in America, educationally speaking, a walking Dr. Umar Johnson. I want to make every black parent in America, educationally speaking, a walking Dr. Umar Johnson. So right now, we have Connecticut. The state of Connecticut has confirmed a venue. The state of Louisiana has confirmed a venue. The state of North Carolina has confirmed a venue. The state of California has confirmed a venue. Possible confirmations for New York. Possible confirmation for Mississippi. New Jersey, I think we're very close to a venue there. I think we're still waiting on a few more details for New Jersey. Where else? We're working on Texas. We're working on Virginia. We're working on Pennsylvania. I'm not going to do the Pennsylvania training in Philadelphia. I'm not going to do the Pennsylvania training in Philadelphia. I think the Pennsylvania training is going to be in Pittsburgh or Harrisburg, but it will not be in Philadelphia. Delaware, not confirmed yet. Who else has confirmed? Detroit, almost confirmed. Chicago, almost confirmed. So that would be the Michigan training, the Illinois training. I'm waiting for Arizona. Where y'all at? I'm waiting for Texas. Where y'all at? I'm waiting for Massachusetts. Where y'all at? I'm waiting for Iowa. Where y'all at? Okay. I'm waiting for Colorado. Where y'all at? I'm waiting for Wisconsin. Where y'all at? North Dakota, South Dakota, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire. I'm not going to leave y'all out. Florida. Was somebody working on Florida? I haven't heard from Florida. We've got about maybe 10 to 15 states. We got to get the other 50. The Louisiana training will be in right outside of New Orleans. Ohio has not confirmed yet. Minnesota has not confirmed yet. Maryland has not we're working on Maryland, but it has not confirmed yet. New York State has not confirmed yet. And that's because Christmas shopping is more important than saving our kids from the school to prison pipeline. We're out shopping for Christmas gifts. Money that should be used to build schools. Not just my school, but any school. How are we spending billions of dollars right now? Today is Friday, payday. Folks are out buying garbage that nobody will be using by the time Black History Month comes around. Black people are out buying garbage that nobody will be using by the time Black History Month comes around. Okay? Georgia, I think somebody reached out from Georgia for the NIBPA training, but it has not confirmed yet. Orlando and Pahokee tickets on my website. Orlando and Pahokee tickets on my website. Ifatunde hoodies on my website. Private consultations, you can call me or text me or email me, DrUmarJohnson at Yahoo, or 215-989-9858 or 8444-Dr. Umar. But please, brothers and sisters, I got to get them donations in. Let's get this school done. I believe that if we can get up to the 350 grand we need for the Garvey building, if we can get that by February 1st, February, March, April, I believe by May, that building will be ready. It can be done in 3 months. I was told by different contractors that that building can be restored in 3 months because the damage is not extensive structurally. The damage is to the systems. The damage is to the systems. Structurally, the building is sound. The problem is it doesn't have any systems. Sounds like Black people in America, right? Doesn't that sound like Black people in America? Structurally, we are right. We got our degrees, we got our houses, we got our clothing, we got our cars, we got our cell phones, but we ain't got no medical system for ourselves. We ain't got a school system for ourselves. We don't have the economic system for ourselves. Grant writer, shout out to Diva. Only problem is, Diva, no grants unless they Black. I'm a Garveyite. We do independence, so I will not be requesting money from any source that is not Black owned. No government grants, no Rockefeller grants, no Walgreens grants, no Walmart grants, no Ford grants, no Mercedes grants. It must be Black. It must be Black. Well, the tax status was never dirty, so it doesn't need to be cleaned up. Okay, we're simply waiting to hear back now about that. Okay, nothing's clean, nothing was dirty. You get a tax bill, you set up a payment plan, and you pay on that bill. That's all there is to it. FDMG Academy was never in foreclosure. We was never under threat of being confiscated by the city or the county. Y'all listen to people on YouTube too much. That's the problem. But anybody got a question, you could tap in. I'm gonna take a few questions, and then I got to move on out. So if you got a question, go ahead and tap in. Go ahead and tap in. I'm not aware of the Migos deal with Popeyes. I'm not aware of that deal. But if they're going to make a deal with Popeyes and get some of that money and invest it in the Black community, hey, I'm all for it. All right. If you got a question, go ahead and tap in. Got a question for the Prince of Pan-Africanism, go ahead and tap in. I think this is one of my South African family right here. Lindo Madaba. I think that's South African. Let's see.
Umar Johnson. It's late at night. It's South Africa. South Africa.
What province?
I'm in KwaZulu-Natal.
KwaZulu-Natal. I was there. in 2016. So I
When?
met with the king of the Zulus. I met with the king of the Zulus in 2016.
Really?
Yes, I have the pictures. Yes, sir. I met with the king of the Zulus. Yes, I did.
That's very nice.
Yes. Yes. How you doing?
When are you going to come back?
When am I coming back to South Africa?
Man, I'm fine.
I want to come back to South Africa and do another national tour. I did a national tour of South Africa in 2015 and 2016. 30 days and 30 nights, KwaZulu, Durban, Khayelitsha, Soweto, Pretoria, Joburg, Orange State. We did all that. So hopefully I'll be coming back to do that again. I was invited to South Africa last fall, but I couldn't make it. So we're going to see what happens, black man. We're going to see what happens.
Nice, nice. What was that tour about?
That tour was about Pan-Africanism, brother. It's all about Pan-Africanism. Yeah. We got to unite. One family. One family. We need the United States of Africa. We need an international medical system. We need an international Pan-African economic system. Because guess what? Black men in South Africa have something in common with black men in North America. Guess what that is? The two highest incarceration rates in the world. Black men in South Africa and black men in the United States lead the world in incarceration. Highest incarceration. You know why? Because of racism in South Africa, racism in black America.
Yes.
You see. So even though apartheid fell in 1994, it was only the structures of apartheid that fell in 1994. The systems of apartheid are still in place today. The ruling government, the ANC, the ruling government of South Africa doesn't own a bank, doesn't own a diamond mine, doesn't own a gold independence for my brothers and sisters in South Africa when the government doesn't own anything. Then that means the government is only a proxy for the former corporations that operated under the apartheid regime. Where's the land for our brothers and sisters in South Africa? Where's the land for our brothers and sisters in South Africa? And I really believe that Black South Africa needs to study Black America. Y'all need to study us, brother, because you all are making the same mistakes that we made after slavery. When no opportunity, no access to capital, no wealth, no line of credit, we had nothing. And we thought we were free just because we didn't have chains. Black South Africa thinks it's free just because apartheid isn't there anymore. But where are the opportunities at? You see?
Yeah, man. Yes.
So unfortunately, I think South Africa is going to have to fight another war against economic apartheid. So y'all fought a war against symbolic apartheid, structural apartheid. But now South Africa is going to have to fight a war against economic apartheid. Because, you know, and I'm a big supporter of Julius Malema, EFF. I support ANC. You understand? I support all of the black, sincere black movements in South Africa. But we got to really focus on the economics. We're focusing too much on politics. Y'all focusing too much on popular politics. In Black America, we're focusing too much on popular politics. Who's going to be the president? That's irrelevant, brother. That's irrelevant. If Julius Malema becomes the president with no economic power, what difference does it make? You understand? If the ANC rules South Africa for another 100 years with no economic power, what difference does it make? If Cory Booker or Kamala Harris becomes president of the United States with no economic power, what difference does it make? I mean, look at Barack Obama. 8 years of Barack Obama. 8 years of Barack Obama. What did that do for black people? Absolutely nothing. We got absolutely nothing out of Barack Obama. So South Africa, please don't fall in love with voting for people. That's the problem we got in Black America. We want to vote for change, but we out buying Christmas gifts right now. We supporting the same businesses and companies that have financed our oppression. That's what we're doing right now. Total contradiction and revolution. Total contradiction of the struggle. You're out spending your money with the same people you have to struggle against. That's a contradiction, brother. So I want to organize. Once we get the school up and running, I'm going to have a massive international Pan-African youth conference, brother. I want you to be there. I want the brothers and sisters from Australia to be there, from New Guinea and West Papua to be there, from Canada, from UK, from Mexico, Jamaica, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti. I want. It's going to be a massive Pan-African conference, and it's going to be held inside of the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, brother. So make sure you stay in touch with me, man. But I'm a big Shaka Zulu fan.
All right.
Brother. I'm a big Shaka Zulu. I've been to his grave 3 times. 3 times.
Me too, man. I'm a big fan.
Yes, sir.
I'm also a big fan of you, man.
I have a Zulu shield on my wall. I'm a big Shaka Zulu because, see, Shaka Zulu was a Pan-Africanist before Pan-Africanism. Shaka Zulu, because Shaka Zulu went to the neighboring tribes of South Africa and said, listen, we have to unite. We have to organize. Because if we don't, the white man going to come and take the land from everybody. And the neighboring tribes told Shaka Zulu, we don't want to be bothered with you. And Shaka Zulu said, listen, either we going to unite and organize against a common foe, or I'm going to wipe all y'all out. So Shaka Zulu has been given a bad reputation. The only reason why Shaka Zulu had to dominate the tribes of South Africa, nations, not tribes, the nations, is because they didn't want to unite against a common enemy. Shaka Zulu needs to be reinterpreted and studied because Shaka Zulu was a Pan-Africanist before Pan-Africanism.
True, man. Yo, thank you very much for this eye-opening conversation. Yes, I love you so much. I'm a big fan of yours, man. Since 2016, when I came to varsity, I always watched your videos on YouTube. Thank you,
brother. Make sure you add me on WhatsApp so I can let you know when I'm coming back to South Africa. You have my number? You have my phone number?
No, I'm just gonna DM you.
Take it now. It's can you write it down?
I can write it down.
Okay, 215.
Okay.
98.
That's 215.
215 989.
Yeah.
9858. 989 9858.
9858.
Yes. 989.
Okay.
9858. So 10 numbers. 215 989 9858.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna add you right now on WhatsApp.
Okay,
thank you very much, Dr. Umar Johnson.
Yes, sir. Right.
Bless up. Bless up.
I was waiting on Ali to sag. He took too long to tap in. B Eastern. Where B Eastern at? B Eastern. How you doing, brother?
How you doing? How you doing, Dr. Umar?
Where you at in the world?
Atlanta, Georgia.
ATL. What's going on down there?
Yeah, it's nothing much, you know, just going to school here.
Where you at?
Georgia State.
Oh, man, Georgia State University. What year you in?
I'm in my 3rd year now.
Third. What's your major?
Psychology.
Is it?
Yeah, is it? Yeah.
What you going to do with it when you're done?
That's the thing. That was actually one of my questions I was going to ask you.
Okay, well, number one, I'm going to give you a couple, 3 points, okay?
Okay.
Number one, try to get out of there with a 3.5 or greater.
Okay.
If you get out of there with a 3.5 or greater, you can go straight for your PhD. You don't need a master's degree.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Master's degrees are for people who don't have a high enough QPA to prove themselves to the PhD programs that they can handle the work. If you finish with a 3.5 or greater, you have proven that you can do the PhD level work. But if you finish with less than a 3.5, a lot of PhD programs don't even allow you to apply unless you have at least that. So you're going to have to get a master's and then reapply. So make sure your psychology QPA is at least a 3.5, and your overall needs to be a 3.5 as well.
Gotcha.
So that's number one. Okay, cut out them 2-3 years for the masters. Cut that right out the middle.
Nice.
Get your doctorate. You follow me? So that's number one. Number two, get your school psychology certification. Okay, they might call it a license. They might call it a certification. You want to get that. But this is what you want to do. When you apply for your PhD programs, you want to ask them, can you earn your school psychologist certification en route to getting your doctorate.
En route to getting
Can I earn my state of Georgia school psychologist certification or license en route to earning my doctorate? Because I don't want you to get your doctorate in school psychology.
Got you.
The reason why I don't want you to get your doctorate in school psychology, because if you have the certification, which is what allows you to work as a certified school psychologist, why do you need the doctorate if you have the certification? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it means you can still
So you don't need the doctorate. You want to consider neuropsychology, clinical psychology, forensic psychology. Neuropsychology, clinical psychology, forensic psychology.
Okay.
Now, forensic psychology is going to look at the intersection between mental health and the law, okay? And your neuropsychology is going to look at the intersection between mental health and biology and neurology of the mind.
Gotcha.
Neuropsychologists and forensic psychologists make the most money, followed by the clinical psychologists.
Okay.
Follow. Now, you could be a clinical neuropsychologist or a clinical forensic psychology, but forensic psychology, mental health and the law, and neuropsychology is the way to go, my brother. A neuropsychologist can charge 3, 4, 5 times as much money for a psychological evaluation as a clinical psychologist. So, for example, a clinical psychologist might get $5,000 for an evaluation, right?
Right.
Neuropsychologists might get $10,000 for an evaluation, just for adding that neurology component. If I could do it over, my doctorate would have been in neuropsychology.
Right, but I remember you saying one time that you wanted to go into law because you thought you would be more effective.
Oh, yes. So, well, a lot of programs have a joint law forensic psychology program where you get your law degree and you get your doctorate in forensic psychology or law psychology, right? Yeah. You can do that, but if you have a law leaning, let's say you kind of like law a little bit, like I did, I would say get your school psych cert and go straight to law school. If I could do it over, I would have did that. I wouldn't have got my doctorate. And I got accepted into a Florida law school and turned it down while I was working on my doctorate. Biggest mistake. I got accepted to law school in Florida, turned it down while I was working on my doctorate. Biggest mistake that I made. I should have went straight to law school. And if you are a certified school psychologist and you have a law degree, you know everything you need to know to fight for Black parents who's fighting against the special ed machine. So, like, if you don't have a burning desire to get your doctorate, go to law school, but get your school psych cert. Because if you got those two things, you know everything there's to know about special ed. You know everything there's to know about psychology in the schools, and you got your law degree, so you can sue their asses off. You'd be a multi-millionaire. If I had my law degree, I'd be a multi-millionaire right now, brother. I would be a multi-millionaire because I know how to beat the system because I was in it as a school psychologist. Do you follow what I'm saying? So a lot of lawyers will consult with me. I do a lot of consultation work with attorneys who give me a case and they say, tell me how to win this case. They'll send me the case and say, what would you do? And I tell them exactly how to win the case. They give me $1,000 and they go make $250,000. So, you know, that's the decision you got to make. And you could also get your law degree and still go back and get your doctorate. You follow me? But if I had to prioritize those two, I would get the law degree, then go back for my doctorate. That's what I should have did. I should have took a leave of absence from my doctoral program, and I should have got the law degree. That's what I should have did, but I was not thinking. I was not thinking right. See, I wanted to be a psychologist since I was a little kid.
Right.
You follow me? That's why I did, because I said, no. Since I was in 3rd grade, I wanted to get my doctorate in psychology. So I stayed with my dream. But I should have stayed. I should have went with what was most beneficial for myself and for the people. That's what I should have did.
I got you. Yeah, because, I mean, as I'm finishing up school, I'm also thinking about, like you said, you know, institutional building and everything. And I'm thinking right now, before I graduate, what can I do? What can I start? You know what I mean? Because I've been reading about Dr. Claude Anderson a lot.
Yes.
You know, from hearing your lectures. And, you know, I'm not sure if he leans towards the Pan-African route, but I do understand.
Dr. Claude Anderson is not a Pan-Africanist by name, but if you had to label him, he would definitely be a Pan-Africanist. I would probably call him a Pan-Africanist in denial. And I say that, say that respectfully. You understand? Because Claude and I are friends, and he's an elder who I respect tremendously. But when you listen to his message, that Marcus Garvey never called himself a Pan-Africanist.
The
Honorable Marcus Garvey never called himself a Pan-Africanist. But guess what? He's a Pan-Africanist. So, but again, the labels don't matter. It's all about the work. He doesn't have to identify. Everybody gonna have to come under the umbrella of the red, black, and green sooner or later, whether they like it or not anyway.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I have my own family lineage. You know, I come from Ethiopia. And
I can tell.
You can tell.
I've been there 3 times. Yes,
sir. Yeah. That's great. But my grandfather, he owned a business that supported the city itself. Mm-hmm. So he had to deal with the government because he was so effective in the city. And I think it was against the regime. You know, he wasn't controllable. And so I guess maybe I get it from him. And I wanted to make a business, but I don't know. Maybe I'm in.
Well, you know what you need to do?
What?
You need to open up something in Ethiopia because the cost of living in Ethiopia is so low because of the poverty.
Right.
Like you could build an empire in Ethiopia because it's like what is the Ethiopian birr is the currency, I believe. And it's like one US dollar is like almost 100 Ethiopian birr. It's a pretty high exchange. Yeah. So whether you open up an internet cafe, a school, you know, a psychology club for the youth, a summer camp, you could go every summer, do a summer camp, but you're needed there, especially with the Pan-African consciousness, Emperor Haile Selassie, African Union. You understand? Yeah, Ethiopia is one of those Pan-African countries. Even before Ghana, Ethiopia, through His Majesty, said that every African in the diaspora has a place here in Ethiopia. You understand? So that was he did that before Ghana, before Nkrumah. You understand? So
you'd be surprised though. A lot of Ethiopians don't have, I think, the knowledge.
Oh, they don't have the Pan-African. Oh no, they don't.
Yeah. They think he was the opposite, actually, for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's not a lot of Pan-African consciousness. But remember, though, institutions dictate behavior. Never forget that. If you're on the street trying to wake up Ethiopian brothers and sisters to consciousness, okay, and Addis or wherever you may, Aksum or wherever you may be, they're not going to listen to you because you ain't got nothing to give them. But you open up a business or you got a program for the youth, you're doing something that helps them improve their life, they're going to listen to you now because you now have something that requires that I pay attention to you. Remember, institutions dictate behavior. Right. When you want a job and they tell you no smoking, no matter how much you like cigarettes, you ain't going to smoke because you need that paycheck. So you got to give them something in order to get their attention.
You're right. I mean, like the kids, you know, most of them don't even have food. Some of them are homeless, right? You give them a little food one day. If you see them the next week, they'll never forget you.
They'll never forget you. Hey, when I first went to Ethiopia, first of all, my first day in Africa was Addis Ababa. I came into Africa. Yes, I came into Africa through Ethiopia.
That's where I was born.
You see, so I had to go get a video camera because the airline security stole my bags. They thought I was a terrorist, so they shipped my bags off, right? So some Ethiopian brothers came up to me, little youth, and they needed some money. So I pulled out a $20 bill. I started giving them $20 bills. And the next thing you know, was a million kids around me. And the cab driver threw me in the cab, and he said, "Don't you ever do that again. You'll get mobbed. You don't pull out." I pulled out a stack of U.S. $20. I didn't know. First day in Africa, you understand? And they ran behind the cab. You thought I was Michael Jackson or somebody. They followed the cab. So it was a good experience, though. It was a good experience.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, thank you for your advice. I really appreciate it.
You have my number in case you got any questions.
I text you.
Okay, you did. Okay, so stay in touch with me. And if you decide to do that in Ethiopia, you let me know because I like to get in on that with you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I mean, you changed my life. I mean, hearing about you, when I've learned from your own research, you know, secondarily, I learned a lot. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Also, while you in undergrad, make sure you study your Amos Wilson. Have you started studying Amos Wilson?
That's all I listen to. Amos Wilson, he's second to you. He's second to you.
Actually, I'm second to him. I'm second to him. But get your Amos on. What about Bobby Wright?
Bobby Wright? No, I haven't.
You got to get psychopathic racial personality. Bobby Wright.
Is it with a W or last name is
WRIGA? You read Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, ISIS?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got the ISIS. What about Frantz Fanon?
Frantz Fanon, yes. I've also
Black psychiatrist, Wretched of the Earth, Black Skin, White Mass.
Yeah. He also visited France.
Yeah, I believe he was from Martinique, which was a French colony in the Caribbean. Yeah.
Okay.
He had a white girl though, but he told the truth in Black Skin, White Mass. Stay away from the white girls too.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm black only.
But Black Skin, White Mass, you know, but Amos was the greatest. Amos was the greatest. Amos Wilson. If I was told he was murdered in the hospital. That's what I was told.
Yeah, brain aneurysm. I think the same thing.
I was told he was murdered.
Just like Dr. Khalid Muhammad.
Yeah, murdered.
Yeah.
Murdered. I don't think I'm going to the hospital. Take me to the witch doctor.
Absolutely. Anything but that. I'm with you.
All right. Stay in touch with me, black man. We're gonna do some work together.
Absolutely.
All right now. God bless you, bro.
Black right.
Oh, snap, this is great.
Xavier, what's going on, black
How you doing, man? I
How's
watch your videos all the time. It's great. I didn't even think I was going to get in the video, but...
where you at, brother? Where you at?
I'm in Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, Rhode Island. So you know what that means, right? You need to be finding me a location so I could come and do the NIBPA Black Parent Training in Providence.
They need it, brother.
All you got to do is find a spot, brother. All you got to do is find me a spot.
They need it.
That can seat 100 to 150 parents at tables and chairs. Got to be tables and chairs. Church or basement, community center, public schools.
So you say it again?
150 tables and chairs. It could be desks, it could be tables, but it needs to be tables and chairs because it's a training. A lot of paperwork we're going to go through.
Have you ever been to Providence?
One time. I was in Providence one time, approximately. It was in 2015, almost 5 years ago. Good turnout, too. A good turnout.
Yeah, because I'm also in a fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Shout out to the Noops.
Yeah. Yo. Like when my mentor, who's also black man, tried to get like computer school going up in Rhode Island. And he's just facing like so much backlash from like the state and the government because it's like they see a black man trying to start something.
But he got to go independent. One of the biggest problems we have is we try to do everything through the government. We try to get funding. Leave that alone. We got to leave that alone.
I believe he's actually funded by he's trying to get funded by Mayor Lorza, who's the mayor over there. That's the problem. Yeah.
If he can get it, he can get it. You know what I mean? But my thing is, if you do get it, you still got to dance to their tune. You know, you got to follow their guidelines. You know, my thing is, after 400 years, we should be trying to cut all umbilical cords to the power structure, if you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's been 400 years. We should still not be trying to do business with the mayor, do business with the government, do business with the feds. We should be independent now. I mean, after 400 years, we have to learn that it's not going to be done right unless we control the whole thing from A to Z.
Yeah, I got a question on that too, because it's like, you know, I've like when growing around playing soccer, like I've admitted like growing up as like being around a lot of white people, I was always like black with thought. But then when I like separated and got out of that zone and, you know, started to be in the work culture and I realized like I was being treated different. Like I started to wake up as soon as I like got a mind of my own because I like went to church. My parents was always telling me like love everybody even though they do like harm to you and stuff like that. But I'm like, yo, like why? Like why if somebody does harm to me should I turn the other cheek and stuff like that? And then I know I've been reading like I got this book right here by Elijah Muhammad and stuff like that, black man. And just been doing my research.
And make sure you get that philosophy and opinions of the Honorable Marcus Garvey when you're done with Mr. Muhammad's work.
Oh no, I follow Marcus Garvey first. I was reading on Marcus Garvey first, and I see a lot of like parallel between the Nation of Islam.
Well, Mr. Muhammad used to belong to Marcus Garvey's organization, and he patterned his organization after Marcus Garvey's organization. But don't read about Marcus Garvey. Read Marcus Garvey's words. Have you ever read Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey?
No, I haven't. I need to
make sure you get a copy of that.
All right, yeah. Because and like my parents are Jamaican.
You said Jamaican?
Yeah, my mom is Jamaican.
Oh man, you supposed to master Garvey. You from Jamaica? How you from?
They never like.
How you from Jamaica? And
I read his speeches. Like he's seen like one video on YouTube of like Marcus Garvey and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And it's like now I'm like really getting into the books and the philosophy and understanding. So I'm like searching
Yeah,
more
we
now.
got to get back to the Garvey. Garvey had
Yeah.
the solution, a direct program based on African fundamentalism with no religion. Government, and that's what we got to get back to.
Yeah, what I seen, because I'm just like, we've been trying for so long to like be a unit, and what Garvey said is like, after all like the struggle, he seen like the black man's own ego is this biggest problem.
Oh, without question, we saw that with W.E.B. Du Bois, who
that's what I
helped
was
destroy
saying.
Garvey. Destroyed Garvey, the black socialists of New York City, who helped destroy Garvey because they were so jealous that a man who was not born in America could organize.
Born in Jamaica, but the own like they have this
Jamaica refused Garvey.
Yeah, they have this own saying in Jamaica, like they sold him out for a pot of rice.
Yeah, because of the light skin supremacy. You know, the Caribbean, they have a very structured light skin supremacy hierarchy.
Like all the
Garvey
mayors
being blue, black, purple, richly melanated, talking about we are all equal. You know, the light skins and the octoroons and the mulattoes and the, you know, octoroons. Was undermining the light skin supremacy of the Caribbean islands.
I have like two questions. Well, first is like, why wouldn't I like try to talk to my parents about we gotta like save our youth? You know what I'm talking about? It's like I get so much backlash. I don't really agree with
because your parents are still stuck in a generation where black. Generation. You were born to not be like your parents. Not to say anything was wrong with them, but we are born to, you know, make the changes that our parents were either too afraid to make or unable to make. You understand? And as far as your parents, how we can make things better if we come to Pan-Africanism. But the talk is not going to bring us the elders. They want to see the work and they want to see the proof and the evidence that it works. What made Marcus Garvey leader of the largest black movement in modern history? And when he provided jobs for black folks and security for black folks, that's when the people came. Because Garvey had services and opportunities. Until you can do something for black folks, you will never have their attention. For example, I don't know if I would be as popular as I am if I wasn't able to help black people save their. I provide a service that few other black folks are willing to provide, few other school psychologists are willing to provide. So whether you like Dr. Umar or not, when the school shits that whole jungle and lead you to success on the other end. So we got to have solutions. Solutions will bring the masses. Let me give you an example. Right now, I have a lot of supporters, obviously, across the world, right?
That's why.
But let me say this to you. Let me say this. them Amos Wilson books, when they walk in there and they feel and experience FDMG, damn near everybody who was on the fence going to come on the other side because they waiting for the proof. It's a shame. It's a shame that they don't want to help us build from the bottom. But that's the way black folks are. We are a bandwagon people.
Like how the works, they would be like in a better position to fight back and do for themselves. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean?
But here's the question I would have, though, right? Here's the question I would have. Because blaming your enemy is a waste of time. It's his job to work against you, right? We know that.
Yeah.
You know, when the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Cleveland Browns last night, they don't blame the Cleveland Browns for losing, right? Because it's their job to beat you, right?
Yeah.
So when you lose a basketball, every public school in America. So if we have a black church for every public school in America, why isn't the black church open Monday through Friday for school? Why isn't the black church open Monday through Friday for school? If we have a school for every church, a church for every school, why aren't we blaming the church for the miseducation of our kids instead of the white man?
That's a fact. And you know, Jamaica has the most churches and bars per capita in the world. That's crazy.
Yeah, but every black community in the world is competing with Jamaica. Every black community in the world is competing with Jamaica because black folks don't want to do no work. We don't want motion or have it rejected because religion has wasted black people's time for 400 years. Put that to the side and deal with the divinity that is inside of us. Deal with the African spirituality. That's the power that we can tap into to get this work done. We don't have to believe in Jesus. We don't have to believe in Muhammad. We do not have to believe in Abraham to solve our problems. We need a black divinity. That's what I'm all about. I'm about black divinity. Find a spot up there, brother, because I got some sisters working on Boston, Massachusetts. So maybe I can do Boston on Saturday and the Providence training on Sunday or vice versa.
All right. I'll start working on that.
All right.
Why do you got so much haters like on YouTube?
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a lot of haters. There's no way you can be the most requested black scholar in the world and you got a lot of haters. You know, there's no way you can have the most YouTube videos on the planet and you got right? Yeah. There's about 3 or 4 people on YouTube whose whole page is what? Dr. Umar hate videos, right? Yeah. So they have to work overtime. Why do they have to work so hard? If I was unpopular, you wouldn't have to work hard. It's because I'm so popular. My message is so powerful that they have to do a video every day, a video every week, a video every month, because if they mention my name, they're going to get way more views than they would mentioning anybody else's name.
It's crazy. I'm like, someone's trying to do for black people and y'all hating. Like, I don't get it. But
because they know once the school opens, it's a wrap. Once that school opens and the history of the 21st century is written, very few names will go before mine. We're 20 years into the 21st, 20 years. So that's 1/5 of the 21st century is over. 2025, 1/4 would be over. And if you're dealing with black consciousness and black power, black progress, Pan-Africanism, mental health, school psychology, political science, who name gonna go above mine? Who? Nobody's. It's not even close. And they
thank you for your time, man. Like, I appreciate the knowledge. Always, you know, appreciate knowledge. Thank you for taking the time.
No problem, brother. You be safe out there.
All right.
Keep me posted. Black power. Where is the God gorgeous flower at? Place as the brother two conversations ago.
Yes. So this here is my son.
All right.
Does he look autistic to you?
No, he does not.
No, he's not. Right. So I have taken him off the medication. I'm trying to get him out of the special ed program.
Okay.
I didn't really know about any of that until I started watching you. Let me step aside because it's loud in there.
First of all, I want you to take my number in case this video cut because my battery going low. So take my number down in case it cuts.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
215.
Wait a minute. The pen don't want to work. I got 1,000 pens though. 215
989
989
9858.
9858. Okay.
Now go right ahead.
Gotcha.
What grade is he in?
He's in the 2nd grade.
And when was he first evaluated and classified with autism?
I did not let them diagnose him. Something about it didn't do right.
Which is good.
But
so he doesn't have the label right now?
No.
Okay, good.
But it's on his IEP paperwork.
Well, wait
because
a minute
he was
now.
having
He has an IEP. He's in special ed.
Yes, he is.
So that means he was classified then.
Yes, but I didn't get a diagnosis.
You were classified. You got to be classified to get an IEP. But
I don't know what that means.
Autistic support class. He's probably in a regular class, right?
He gets pulled out into it. It's not autism. Autism specified. Excuse me. But they were trying to get me for taking him off the medication. That was the problem I was having.
What medication?
Because
what is he on?
He's not on it anymore. I took him off about a year ago. He was on clonidine, which is like a blood pressure medication.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And why was he on that meds? Why? Behavior? What was it?
ADHD.
Behavior. Yeah.
Yeah.
He don't need
so that. I didn't know anything at the time. My mother was encouraging me because she was so hyped up about money. I don't care about the little $700 check. Don't do nothing.
It ain't worth it.
Don't need that. It's not worth it.
We're not our kids off the special ed anymore.
No. Nope. But the doctors didn't know anything about autism to begin with, so they kept sending me to different people. They sent me to a neurologist who was supposed to know about it. This guy just wanted to get his check for the medication, basically, because when I would come in, he would ask my son like 3 questions. What's your name? What's your how do you like school? He would halfway check his breathing, put it on his chest like this, and then walk out. By that time, I started researching on, By that time, I started researching on Black boys being overrepresented for all these things, and I was like, oh my God,
In your mind, who came up with that idea that they thought he was autistic?
I did because I was doing. He was having, the sensory issues and the outbursts,
In a room with other kids his age that he don't know, will he go to them and start playing with them?
Yes, he will.
Autistic.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Autism is communication. It's the communication.
Yes.
You follow. So autistic kids, they have trouble communicating with people. They don't want to communicate. They shy away from people. They don't initiate play. They don't reciprocate play. If that's not your son, he's not autistic.
He was doing all of that.
But
he was doing all
like
of that in the past.
That's what it's.
He did. He grew out of it, but didn't help me. I was doing a lot of outside homework and research. And I was taking him to a behavioral psychiatrist, a black lady that I found. And she's not really with the system like that, with the medications and all of that. She actually quit. My son was actually the reason she quit working for the place she was working for. And I just couldn't afford her services privately, but she helped him out a lot. She out of just telling him to get on medication and helping him just help him with his social skills and things like that. She knew little tricks and stuff to do, but it's really expensive, you know. And I know that I feel like it's going to come back and hunt me with the medication, taking him off of it, because they asked me.
They should not be talking to you about medicine at that IEP meeting. They are not medical doctors. You understand? Don't let them have a conversation with you about medicine. They start talking to you about medicine, you let them know you are not a conversation with school people. Cut them right off. You cut them right off. I also think you need to think about getting him taken off the IEP, because it doesn't sound like he needed it at all. See, remember, they get paid for your son having an IEP. They get paid. They get paid for your son having an IEP. It's money. Special ed is money. It is money. He's worth twice as much as the regular kids. You follow? So my question to you is, why does he need an IEP? Why does he need it?
In the beginning, he was, you know, like I said, having the sensory issues and all that.
Understandably, in the beginning. Why does he need it now?
I'm all for taking him off of it. That was going to be one of my questions of how I go about it, you know.
All you got to do
getting
is
him
call
off
an
of
IEP meeting, tell them you no longer want the service, and you want to sign papers to release your son from special ed services. You want to terminate services, and you want to sign the paperwork. There's a paper that they give you where you check a box that you no longer want service or you refuse service. You sign that, he's out.
Oh, it's that simple?
Yes. Unless they want to challenge your decision, they can take you to due process with the state. And if they feel strongly that he needs it, they can challenge you, file a complaint with the state of Georgia. A hearing officer will come out and hear your argument, hear the school's argument, and they will decide who they agree with. But rarely do they do that. Rarely do they do that. Rarely do they do that. If you want your son out, as long as you stick to your bones, or never go to the meetings by yourself, always have somebody with you. If you want your son out of special ed, there's nothing they can do to keep him in there. Like
I don't like the way it's set up, because they don't even challenge him. Like, he has tests, and I give him the same work as the other kids, because they'll show you what they're doing. And he's passing, he's doing great. But then he'll come home and say, they didn't even test me. And I'm like, you know, I'm taking him out of public school anyway, but in the time being, you know, I wanted him to at least be challenged, and they won't do it.
Gotcha.
They don't even give him a test.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, like I said, at first, last year, he's improved so much in the past year, but he was having lots and lots of problems catching on and remembering things and having outbursts. So that's why I thought maybe give it one more year.
But I definitely give him the rest of this year, I can tolerate that. But if you have him starting next year, that would be a problem for me. So if you want to slow walk it, it's only a half a year to go. Slow walk it. But what you said is absolutely correct. That time he's spending in the special class is taking away time that should be spent learning in the regular class. And see, what special ed does is it will create the appearance that your son is delayed, because they're depriving him of instruction in the regular class while he's away in special ed. Do you follow what I'm saying? Like, I've seen special ed kids get taken out during reading, get taken out during math.